with
Hello,
all this
fans.
streaming and the going and the yeah.
Hello,
So,
all our internet fans.
host Imagture.
Get the chat up so we can talk to our fans.
Yeah, all the fans.
Keep it cool.
Chat.
All right.
Chat. Chat your booty.
All right. Now we are in business.
Here we are in the business of
In the business
streaming.
of Marsing.
And business is good.
I came here to Mars and Jupiter.
And I'm all out of Mars. What the fuck?
Thank God I have all this cum.
So this is a little game I kickstarted a while ago. The cover of the actual book is super cool. If you can, ooh.
It keeps trying to noise reduce it into
I
oblivion, which
know.
is kind of cool, actually.
Believe me, it's awesome. There we go. It has an awesome like little Mars hex map on the back, which we don't have because you don't need it because it's not a hex map kind of game. It's a tell sad stories kind of game.
Woo.
Yeah, I read through it and kind of got it, but
Yeah,
I just
it's
skimmed
pretty
it
simple.
through.
The conflict stuff is, it took a couple of readings to like understand what was being done. I think I got it now, so I can fly us through, I think.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I skimmed, but didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah. So basically we are, okay. Mars has perished. A red sea of dust is broken by jagged mountains dotted with the ruins of ancient pyramids. There's way too much hyphenation here too. Evil sorcerers rule supreme. You play knights of the House of Mars, the only ones who can bring life back to the planet. This is a role-playing game where we take the role of knights who accompany the last seer eastward to the pyramid of Tharsis. The world is dead the way it became so, and the reason you journey eastward are questions to discover the answers to through play with your friends at the table. Okay, so looks like the way this works is each of us makes a knight of the House of Mars for a character, and fortunately, one of the things you'd have is a duty. We're gonna be saying duty a lot. And there are 3 duties. So I think it would probably be fun for each of us to choose one of them. There's courage, justice, and mercy. But we don't have to because 4 people can also play this game. So I imagine there would have to be multiple ones.
Courage, justice, or mercy.
I'm justice.
I'm
Okay.
feeling mercy.
Okay, I'll take courage then.
All right. Sweet. Easy.
Oh, I like how Mark just overwrote my name in the first spot.
I've been there.
I had my name in that spot.
I probably hadn't hit return. I just had my name.
Oh no.
I'm ready. Anytime. Bam. There we go. Oh, and since this is a unique situation we have. Since I set up the character keeper and it is view only for everyone except for the 3 of us, I can actually let people look at our character keeper.
Oh,
So
all
if you're
the
on
millions of
Twitch
chatters.
chat, everyone can see my super janky character keeper I put together in 15 minutes.
I know it's a shame because normally you
cool,
have such fancy
awesome.
ones. So this is
Yeah.
Welcome, internet.
I'm gonna fancy it up and submit it to the gauntlet so other people don't have to. Next time. Cool. So the way we knights are made up of traits, duty, doom, and gifts. We can be any gender, race, religion, or age in any way. So first we're gonna pick out our traits. On the second tab there, there's a exhaustive list of adjectives, which are technically you can pick any one word to be a trait. I think that has every word in the list. So if you can't think of one, pick it random. So you're gonna pick one for yourself, a positive trait for yourself. The person to your right, so I guess on the character keeper. So Peter will pick one for me, Heath will pick one for me, and I'll pick one for Peter, and then I'll pick one for Heath. So the person on your right picks a positive trait, and then the person on your left picks a negative trait. So let's go ahead and pick some traits.
So
Oh, and
one
I can
for
even I can
ourselves.
make
Wait,
the
a
character
negative
keeper
trait.
do the thing.
So I pick one for me. I pick a positive one for the person to my right, which would be Mark.
To
And then I
your
pick
right.
a negative one
Right.
to my
Yeah, so-
left, which would be
Oh yeah,
Peter.
yeah. So I was
Okay.
backwards there. So I'll pick a positive
Got it.
from Peter and pick a negative one from you.
Right.
Okay, and
Just
I'll
making
pick a
sure.
positive for Heath and a negative for Mark.
Dig it.
Okay. All right, give me a
Negative
moment here
traits.
to
Yeah.
look through
It's a
all
big
of
list
these.
of big list of
Look at-
adjectives.
Look at the exhaustive list of adjectives.
And when I get more time, I can make the character keeper do magic to say who is supposed to be picking which one. Like looking at the name and the other cells. Spreadsheet magic. Let's see. I am a merciful knight. What does that mean?
I've already forgotten who I'm picking a positive trait for Mark.
And for
you
yourself
are
as well.
Picking
Yeah,
one for
okay.
yourself, and then one for the knight to your right. So I think that's Heath.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, so you
Heath
pick a
gets to
positive one to your right and a negative one to your left.
Okay, okay.
Dexter and Sinister. I feel like all my traits are going to be like in the first half of the alphabet. There's a lot
I know this isn't sadly one I can't easily just randomize.
of.
Wait a
That
minute.
was-
Yes, I can. Hold on. Let
that-
me just
that
look at
was
how many
next up.
rows there are.
Oh, there you go.
There
And so the way that the traits and the gifts work is that they will get you. You'll be able to use the card associated with those in conflicts. So it's probably also your duty. So I was looking at like, oh, what was it? I'm merciful, and there's another adjective that was like very close to merciful. I was like, oh, I'll pick that one because that's me. Nope, I shouldn't do that because I can.
There's
I wanna pick
240 traits. So
Jeez,
using
and a
my
couple of
fancy
those have
die roller,
doubles.
I can type in 1D240. That's something you can't
Nice.
do in real life.
Both
Nice.
these, okay.
So let's see. Let's take. That brings me down to. So I need to add 2 to everything. Well, let's see. Now that raises the question of, is that a positive or a negative trait?
Yeah, I think any of them can be either, really.
Right?
Sensitive.
I'm going to say
I'm going to pick sincere for my positive trait.
that Peter's negative trait is that he's
Oh, yeah.
quiet. Quiet people are suspicious. That's the one that, like I said, could have gone either way.
Yeah,
Next
Right.
is 177.
I think Peter is
Oh, well,
also
can't take it.
sharp-witted.
Cool.
So when he does talk, good.
It's a chasing Amy monologue.
I keep rolling ones that seem to me obviously negative. I've like already picked the negative one.
Oh, that's a fun one. Okay.
Oh, there we go. I will be
Justice.
optimistic.
Optimistic and
I've given you daring as well.
optimistic, daring, and hateful.
Ooh. And
People
then let me
jump
see.
in at the moment's notice to very bravely be a dick.
He is justice.
Figure out what Mark. Wait. So now I need a
Yeah.
positive one for Mark. I haven't done
Oh,
that yet, right?
sincere and confused is a real bad combination. Oh man.
He's perfectly well suited for the sitcom about knights
Yeah.
going.
I feel like I'm
On the
being
journey.
personally attacked here a little bit.
You're also conscientious, Mark,
Sincere and confused. That sounds like me.
and conscientious.
And
That's what I just
conscientious.
picked.
Great. Cool. Easy peasy. So we picked our duty. Courageous knights are known for their stout-heartedness, their valiant nature, and their martial prowess. Just knights are known for being impartial arbiters, champions of balance, and skilled with the virtue of diplomacy. And merciful knights, that's me, are known by their beauty, grace, and charity, for their forbearance and forgiveness, and the skill of foresight too. Good.
Me and my hateful diplomacy.
So we each get to get a doom. Soon after a knight's birth, they are brought before the speaker of the stars to be christened into an ancient order. There, the speaker foretells the knight's doom. Written among the stars, this doom is a tragedy the knight is bound to, and this fate is inevitable. So you can choose a doom for yourself. There's a couple examples here. To give my life to the last seer's journey, to be corrupted by the last secrets that remain in the pyramid, and so on. I don't think is there a list of sample dooms? I don't think so. There's not. So very little in the setting is nailed down. So if you want to give yourself a doom that describes stuff, that's totally cool. What is a doom for a merciful knight?
Is the pyramid is the place that you're headed for?
Yeah,
that
the
we're all
pyramid
headed?
of Tharsis.
Okay, okay.
We're going with the last seer.
So, and your doom could be anything. For example, as I just wrote, my hatefulness shall cause unbalance.
Let's see.
I'm going to take to be struck down by the one they trust the most.
Because as Justice Knight, I strive for balance. So my doom is to ultimately unbalance things because of my hatred.
Nice.
Doom. Doom.
Doom. I hate one of the things that drives me crazy about every spreadsheet ever is that the default vertical alignment is to the bottom, which doesn't make any sense to me at all.
That is bizarre.
Ooh, nice.
What was the name again? I know it's not Tarsus.
I think it is Tharsis.
Oh, no, wild guess on that, right?
The pyramid of
Tarsus. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Clearly.
Tharsus is a whole different pyramid.
Yeah, that's on the
That's
other side
that's
of
the
planet.
party pyramid. That's
Yes.
a completely different story.
As for the Knights of Oonts.
Of boots and cats. Of the order of boots and cats.
Yes.
Those were the two gifts bestowed upon the knight, boots and cats.
Pick a boot and pick a cat.
It's just like the shallowest.
I'll take a thigh-high swashbuckling boot
Oh,
and a Maine Coon.
there is not a lot to this game, so it would be very easy to make into that game.
Describe your
I
six dance
like it.
moves in every scene.
I would love a game that's just that random and specific. Every character must pick a style of boot and a cat.
There's a terrible doomed expedition going to Tarsus on the other side of the planet, but
We're
you
here
don't
to
need
party.
worry. Totally different. pyramid.
Speaking of, we do get gifts. Upon their coming of age, the knight is brought before the collector of the cosmos and is presented with gifts from beyond the stars. These gifts are foretold to bring the knight to their doom by fulfilling their duty. Cool. So we write down 2 gifts, like a star blade or a solar gem. There's a list of sample gifts on the data page there.
Data page.
For inspiration, or if you just want to pick one.
It's always good to get an idea of what they were thinking.
Justice. Mercy. Ooh, these are all good. You pick your own gifts, right? Yeah. I think it'd be cooler if you gave gifts to other people.
That would be cool.
Take. vertical and give him a wrap. Getting a fearsome shield forged from the iron of Phobos. Editing character keeper on the fly. Oh, that's probably good. All right, I've got a fearsome shield forged from the iron of Phobos and a staff which burns wickedness from the impure.
I've got the last attested copy of the Book of Tharsis,
Ooh.
and a time blade whose edge still pierces through the moment the great arch was summoned.
Yes, we've all seen the time blade.
Yes, exactly.
I have a robe of mental amplification, which
Ooh.
requires great mental focus because whatever you're focusing on, it will amplify that.
So, if
So
you're
that
really
can also-
hateful-
Yeah, see, that's the problem is it can get out of hand if you're not good at controlling your mind.
Nice.
You're good at focusing on something, it can help you focus like 10 times better. And I also have the Meteorite of Compromise, which is a mystical bit of stone that was found in the mountains, which when two beings put their hands on the Meteorite of Compromise,
Oh,
they have 2 minutes to reach an accord or they both die.
I love it. That's amazing. Cool. Gifts done. And then we give ourselves a description.
Well,
And we can also get names, I guess.
Oh yeah, good point.
There's a
There's a
list
list.
of nice names on the front there,
Yes.
all very astrological.
oh yeah,
I shall be serious.
I'll take
Why
Polaris.
so serious? It's hard. It's hard to pick these names because they're all so weighty.
You could just go with Dave or something.
Shook. I'm going with Calum. That's a good one. Oh, they're all picking stars. Star one would be good though.
Faithful guys.
Ooh, Vega. Oh man.
Cool star names. Google search.
I'll go with
Rigel.
Rigel. Yeah, Rigel's a
Yeah.
good one. One of the big ones. Cool. Rigel, Polaris, and Sirius. 3 stars.
I have decided
Nice.
that I am a
Fucking
being
cool,
of glowing mist, but in a cohesive form. So it's like my form is still, much like a normal solid body, it can be hurt and ripped asunder because it still has like bonds between all the various misty molecules and things. So it's
Yeah.
still has a form. I'm just misty and not completely solid. And still humanoid, like ghostly, like like the humanoid, like the typical ghost has like a little tail, sort of that.
Yeah.
So you don't
Like a
have
force
legs.
ghost. More like a
Yeah.
force ghost.
A little bit. Torso, head, 2 arms, but just bottom half like a serpent tail kind of thing.
I'm a young knight who appears a century old.
I've given my description as a pouty, well-dressed courtier from the age of prisms.
Fantastic.
I just keep trying to spin out tendrils of world building in these. I'm not sure what's up with that.
Love it.
It is what it is.
Okay, cool. So now we get cards. So let me talk through this a little bit, and then we'll do the thing. So there's going to be. I'm trying to interpret this as I think I've got it right, but the writing is a little bit could use a little bit of massage. I think. So we're going to draw a scrying pool of 6 cards per player and put them face up in the somewhere on the table.
Okay.
This pool of cards foretells your fate for the journey. So if someone wants to draw 18 cards and throw them somewhere.
Oh, I've started drawing things.
Yeah, cool,
So
awesome.
that's okay.
So it's not wait, it's not wait, six
So
per
this is-
player, but all in one pool.
Yeah, just like all in one. Club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll keep drawing.
I'll move that folder over here somewhere.
Just in time.
Full screen. Yeah, I feel like I could do fun scripty stuff with this, but didn't get a chance to. So then each of us gets 5 cards for ourselves, and we put 1 card each on our gifts and traits. And the way those cards are used is during conflicts, the other players will make a hand of 3 cards from the pool, and the knight whose scene it is has to beat those cards with either cards from their duty, traits, or gifts. Basically, yeah. And so high cards are good for those. High cards are also good to fight against, because at the end, basically you draw a card to see how good you do from
Yeah.
a deck of cards that you beat. So if you've beaten a lot of high cards, you have a good and your hand. So you both want to get high cards from your conflicts and keep high cards in your hand. High cards are good. You want high cards.
And so you have 3 in duty and 1 on traits and gifts,
So you have you get 5. Take 5 cards.
right?
Put 1 each in your traits and gifts. So you'll have 3 traits
Okay.
cards and 3 gifts, 2 gift cards, and then the courage knight draws 1 for their duty. The knight whose duty is mercy, who is me. You all pick a card from the pool to give to me and then replace it. And the knight whose duty is justice takes a card for their duty and puts it in their duty and replaces it from the pool. Does that make sense?
Wait, it says the knight who's justice chooses a card from the pool and
Yeah,
replaces it from the deck.
yeah. So if you will take a card from the pool
Right.
for your duty card, and then you'll replace that card in the pool from the deck.
You'll draw another card from the deck and put that in the pool.
Yeah.
after. Yeah.
Basically, so there's still 18 cards in the
Yeah.
Right, but I don't understand. Well, what about choosing it from my? I thought it was just saying, if that is my duty, I basically just
So-
replace one that's on the table.
So
I didn't think I took it.
yeah, so you take 1 from the pool to put in your duty, and then you replace the one that you took from the deck.
Oh,
Okay, so we're all drawing, each of us is drawing 5 cards
5
for
cards.
himself. Okay.
Yeah. 1, 2, and I'm just gonna put mine in my hand, so they're easy to manage.
Will it matter how we assign these to the various things? Is there a
Um,
strategy to this?
Yes. So when you are in a conflict, you can play 1 card from your. And this is a part that I'm a little bit fuzzy on still. So
Oh, okay, I can sit tight until we.
yeah, but basically the you can always use your duty card,
Uh-huh.
and you can use cards associated with your traits and gifts if they're narratively involved in the scene, which
Got it.
probably means that
Okay.
you will make it happen.
Cool.
Yes. There's a couple rules around that, but yeah, basically you want high cards and stuff that you'll be using more often.
Cool, okay.
And
Yes.
I'm just gonna take the cards from my hand and just write them in the keeper. It's not a really good way to do cards in the keeper right now.
Wait, I might have something.
Uh,
Oh, wait, no, that's terrible. That
Okay,
is
so-
the Unicode for King of Hearts, but
oh yeah,
I've drawn 5, and now I take a 6th from the table and then replace it.
so those 5 that you have
Mhm.
will go in your traits and gifts, and then the one that you draw from the pool will be your duty card. So you get to choose the card that you have for your duty from the pool. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like, what that king is looking pretty good. And I would just pull it into your
But
hand.
that,
and
but there's
roll
still.
for-
So if I sign one of my traits and gifts, that still leaves 2 in my duty pool, right?
No, so you have 3 traits and 2 gifts. So the 5
Oh,
cards
I have 3
go in
traits.
there. You have 3 traits. Yeah.
Got you.
So those 5 cards go in those 5 slots, and then the one you take from the pool goes into your duty.
Okay.
And then
Starting to get it.
y'all will give me 1 card from the pool and replace that one. I got some stinkers here.
I'm trying to figure out how to determine or how using this app what's assigned to what.
Yeah, I'm just.
And that's
looking-
secret, right? Like y'all don't know.
Oh no,
does it
it's on
matter?
the. Yeah, we know what they are because they're
Oh,
on
okay.
your character.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
so
okay, cool.
If you
So I
look at
don't
Peter's, it's.
dig it. I dig it.
Cool. So I'm gonna take.
And now that also matters because like you only get to use that card if you pull in that trait or that gift,
Right.
etc. Right?
Where's the Zoom meeting? There it is. Where I pulled that from.
Okay, what do I got here?
I'm just gonna copy the characters from Peter's sheet.
Holy crap! Wow.
5 there. Jeez, 7, 8, 9, check. Put the jack. Nice.
Okay.
Okay, gotta figure this out. Gotta figure it out.
How does, oh, well, I should look this up. I need to figure out how the courage player gets the duty card again.
Courage. You just draw one from the deck.
Okay, draw whatever I draw from the deck. It is,
Yeah,
is what it
that's it.
is. And it is a 10 of diamonds.
Nice. And then you all will give me one from the pool.
Both of us, or do we collectively decide
Yeah, the other players give me 1 card
from the pool?
from the pool. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Mercy. See, aces are high.
Aces are
Also, I'm just going to take that. I know I'm taking that. So I'll take that and I'll place it.
Aces are automatic success. Jokers are automatic failures. We don't have jokers in there, so no automatic failures.
Okay.
I took a king and I replaced it with a king.
Nice.
So I'm still assigning out my stuff.
And I forget if I asked this before. Does suit affect things? I guess a king of spades beats a king of hearts or something.
Don't see that suits beat anything. Let's
Okay.
see.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to meet or exceed.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Steal your club from the 3 of clubs. Clubs. And steal that heart.
Mark's heart now. Wow. He has 2 aces and a king.
Ooh, dang.
So he's gonna win.
And that leaves.
My handsomeness is going to do me no good. Nor is my quietness.
Yeah, I'm like super average except for my sweet stuff. Oh, and y'all need to give me a card too.
Yeah, I'm still just distributing mine first.
I will gladly take a king if you want to give it.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's take that one and replace
King
it.
of clubs. Mark has king of clubs.
King of clubs. Eats, eats, eats. Of clubs. All right.
Getting there.
And so we don't need to worry about the cards in hand in the, or do we? I don't know. I'm going to keep my cards in my hand here just in case. I don't know if we're going to need to worry about them later.
Okay, and the duty card is in hand as well?
Yes, I think those are all your hand.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
which is
just
a little bit.
duty.
Okay, I've
Um,
assigned all of mine. So now I need to
Awesome.
give you another one, right?
I got one from Peter.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Young King.
Got a Sweet King.
Yep,
All right.
king of
So-
the clubs.
King of the clubs. So
No,
we're going to play
different game.
through 6 scenes, which is convenient because there's 3 of us. So we'll get 2 scenes each. I don't know if you're supposed to do them in the order, but the last one is the Steps of Tharsis. So I don't know. Let's do what we like. So we're going to journey east to escort the last seer to the Pyramid of Tharsis, who is coming with us. At the beginning of time, the seers looked out to the stars and gazed at every future that ever was. The last seer has declared the final portents of your journey. So scenes work like this. We'll go, let's just go in keeper order, I guess. So I'll go first. So we choose one of the scenes on the setups and we'll check it off. Whoever sets up the scene describes which characters and NPCs, if any, are involved in the scene. We will describe a conflict and a goal in the scene, what we want to accomplish. You play your protagonist, your knight, and the other players will play your opposition, basically. And you'll play your knights if you're also. Cool, so we know how to do scenes. So we play a scene until there's a conflict, and then we resolve it. So conflicts are resolved by playing cards over 3 rounds. So they're worth their face value. Jacks, queens, and kings are worth 10, but they're king, queen, jack for goodness. And
Okay.
aces automatically win. So this is the part that I thought I had, but I think I'm a little bit fuzzy on it still. So you play your character's hand of cards built during setup. The other players will build a new hand of 3 cards from the seer's scrying pool. So you all will pick 3 cards. So if I'm going first, I have whatever's happening, you all will pick 3 cards from this pool to portray the opposition. During the conflict, it's your job to try to achieve your goal, and it's the other player's jobs to challenge that goal. The opposition plays first. During each round, they describe the things that you're up against. Then they play 1 card from that hand of 3 cards.
Yeah.
And place it face up. This card represents the adversity. Then it's your job to block or counter the card using cards from your own hand. This is the line that gets me. You may only play a card from your hand once during any conflict.
Okay, so you can only use like your duty card.
That's what that means. Okay, cool. So I was like, if you can only play a card once from your hand, how are you going to beat all 3 cards? That makes way more sense.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can only
yeah.
like I could only
Okay.
play my
A
specific
particular card
card.
once.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
you can play
You can only
a card
play
once,
each
not
card.
you can
Yeah.
play a card once.
Yes. Yeah, this could use a round of editing. But it's still very good. So you can always use the card for your duty. You can only use cards associated with your traits and gifts if they are narratively involved in the scene. And you can use any number of cards and add the totals, but anytime you add the cards up, you have to mark a wound. If you get 3 wounds in a scene, you go into the final thing with an injury, which means you use 1 less card.
Okay. Okay.
If
Good
you do all the cards, you win the conflict and achieve your goal. If you are unable to do so, the other players tell you what happens instead. If you win, you keep your adversity cards, and otherwise just discard them. And then we go around to the right and play each one, push each scene towards Tharsis and your protagonist's doom.
Ooh.
Doom. And at the end, we'll get to the pyramid and confront the Sorcerer Supreme. Cool. That makes kind of sense. So, let's start off. I'll just start off with the campfire scene. Sounds good.
So real quick, just something that's kind of been unclear to me is
Yeah.
like the scrying pool. So it's it's supposed to be laid out like that where we can see every card in it, and like so when we build the conflicts, like we'll just pick any 3 cards we want. It's not like
Yeah.
drawing 3 off the top of a deck or anything.
Yeah, no, you'll
And-
build
and-
that card depending on how you
Yeah.
feel you want.
There are
to
18 cards total, so we have just enough for 3 cards for each of 6 scenes.
So we wind up using all the cards.
And the last
I
scene,
guess-
it'll just be like, this is
Oh,
your
right.
hand,
Right. I got
Yeah.
you. So they don't return after like they'll get used up.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I guess we'll just use the deck as a discard pile because we're not going to use it again. Let's move it over.
Yeah.
Let's move it over here.
Oh, wait.
I got it. Go and edit. There we go. Move it over here. Boom. Okay. Let's just discard. And I'm going to take that recall button away because that's.
Oh
That
yeah, that
is-
seems
Disastrous.
that seems
Recall and shuffle.
very bad.
There we go.
Whew.
Do not want that. Okay, good.
That is the flip table equivalent.
Okay, no flip table.
No
Um,
flip table.
All right, and I guess we don't need these, or maybe we'll keep these will be our little stacks for our win cards.
Oh,
if we can label those as we go along.
Oh, real quick, like so the 5 cards I have in my hand, should they still be there, or do I need to do something that I've assigned now to trades?
Yeah, they're assigned in the
6,
traits.
I
So
suppose.
yeah, 6. So you don't need to hang
6,
on to them. You can put them in the discard. I'm just gonna leave mine there so I don't have to do more drafting.
Okay.
Oh, actually, if you do, that's a handy thing. So you can click on it to flip it. So if you click it, that will indicate that it has been used.
Oh, yeah.
Good
Yeah.
idea. Good idea.
Awesome.
Oh, what the heck? How did I do that?
Okay. All right, that's fine.
Stacking all my cards now.
I
Cool.
know that's what I have to mind.
You do. Clicked on one and suddenly it's stacked on top of each other. That's cool. I don't mind them being stacked. I can live that.
Yeah. Boom. Cool. So I will set up the first scene. We're at a campfire near the beginning of our journey, I guess, in the forest of broken dreams. And so I just set up what's going on here. Forest of broken dreams. So we're on Mars. I think that is that from John Carter? I think that's from John Carter, right?
Oh,
Peter's
let's see.
background.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I just
movie
did a
is-
search for John Carter of Mars backgrounds, and I was like, okay, great.
No, it's a good movie. So I think the Forest of Broken Dreams is actually like it's a bunch of like stone pillars that sort of like stretches on for too long. Eternity. So there are these like 20 to 50 foot sort of jagged stone pillars of red rock that you have to you can't see through, so you have to wind your way around. There's not like a clear line.
Oh,
through.
sight line in any direction.
And it's super easy to get lost in because you can't really. There's nothing to get your bearings.
Yeah.
So we after we basically entered the forest at the beginning of the day and have been walking for I'm gonna say we're walking.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to have some cool mounts or vehicles or something.
I float.
I want to imagine that there's like a perpetual dust storm or sandstorm in the forest, so you
Yeah.
can never get your bearings on the sky or the stars.
Yeah, it's kind of like the fog of war from like a video game, like a Silent Hill fog, just like always 30 feet away.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's particularly irritating to a misty being like me.
Yeah.
Grain's always like getting in me and like
Oh
it's
God.
the worst of like getting sand in your crack, but in your
But
being.
in your whole body. So we've made camp for the night. We are able to create some sort of campfire, whatever that happens to be.
Glowing
and,
orbs.
we are-
Glowing
yeah,
orbs.
glowing orbs, glowing orbs. So
Amazing.
it's right now it's just us 3 and the last seer, I guess, at the campfire.
I think Polaris has a specialized dusting brush that he carefully is
Keeping
for
keeping
the
it.
nth time getting it out of the folds of his clothes.
Rigel feels like they deserve whatever they get out here. That's just their deal. Conflict. What do I want to accomplish in this scene? How does it drive me closer to my doom?
It's the
Um,
club.
I think oh yeah, clearly. So I think Rigel's goal in this scene is to just get to know Polaris and Sirius better, to both learn why they are trustworthy and earn their trust. So we're sitting around the campfire, mostly Polaris, I guess, mostly quiet.
Yeah.
So clearly Polaris is the first person that Rigel wants to try to break out of their shell.
Buddy.
Hey, playing cards in Code. Great.
So we
Cool.
have to build a hand now, right? Of your conflict things to
Yeah.
overcome, right?
Yeah, so I guess Rigel just like, I guess we don't know each other as well. We're like in the order, but we're not like classmates or anything.
Yeah, we've clearly come from very different parts of society
Yeah.
in my mind.
And Rigel is just trying to engage Polaris at first in conversation, sort of a.
Okay.
So
do we have to build
Have
our
you-
deck before
yeah,
starting
yeah.
the
Build,
scene?
I think we can start the scene.
Oh, okay.
Until there's a conflict, but you can definitely build your deck beforehand if you like.
I'm gonna throw in this 10.
Yeah, but I think
Trying to get a high card that I'm pretty sure you can beat.
nice. Yeah, good strategy.
I
Yeah.
mean, min-maxing this.
Rigel is gonna ask Polaris if he's read the Book of Tharsis, or just sort of keeps it as an artifact.
Oh man. And I think, yeah. Yeah, and so if I am handsome, sharp-witted, and quiet, I think he like brush, and then stops brushing and carefully sets aside the dusting brush. I think he just says no and takes the brush out and then resumes brushing.
No, you don't carry it as an artifact, or no, you haven't read it.
None of the order are permitted to read it. And then
So you-
back to brush.
You don't actually know what's inside. I guess none of us do. No one does.
Secrets, he says, and then resumes brushing. Being such a dick.
What secrets do you imagine lie in that book?
He raises an eyebrow and says, "That smacks of heresy," while continuing to brush a particularly difficult thing off of his shoe.
Yeah, I feel like we're in conflict.
I'm sorry.
No, that's good.
Oh,
You're supposed to be. We have to
Yeah,
have 3
we're
conflicts
for it.
in this scene at some point.
what were we going to build the rest of that deck out of?
Let's see if it makes sense.
I'm gonna throw a 6 in there because it's right in the middle, and I'm all about balance.
Oh yeah, and then we can give him a 3. Or a 4. Is there a 4? I'll take the 4.
There is a 4, yeah, a couple 4s too.
So you have a 4, a 6, and a 10.
Nice.
And this conflict. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out. So we did, like I guess as each conflict comes up, we decide like which card
To
that
throw at you.
Yeah.
is you have to overcome for that conflict.
Yeah. So tables there. Boom. Right. Now we know whose pile is going. So let me see. So we'll do 3 rounds. You all play first. You describe the situation and odds against me. Then you play 1 card and put it face up on the table. And then I have to block and counter it and say narratively how that works.
Yeah, so I feel like this is.
Yeah, and so I feel like the adversity here. Sorry, were you gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say I feel like this is your realm since this is sort of
Yeah.
the
So
Rigel Polaris.
clearly, Polaris from the court that he is from is like there are probably sayings about how every word that you speak is a gap in your armor.
Mm,
And so it's their version of civilized politesse and working in the system of courtiers is to say the bare minimum and not give anybody an opening to attack you verbally.
Nice.
Is the culture that he is from. So a wide open question of as what do you think is in the book of Tharsis is something that he's got a strong instinct against answering at all, let alone earnestly.
Nice. I think, yeah, Rigel sits in silence for a little bit, considering how to broach this armor of silence. And as Polaris is dusting, I reach out with I'm gonna put some check marks here.
With the sword or the
With
staff?
the staff. I'm gonna reach out with the staff
God.
and kind of like I'm picturing like a big bound book with like straps and stuff, and just sort of like while Polaris is like attending to a particular bit of dust, sort of scoop up the book with one of the buckles,
Oh,
and just like let it slide down and then take it off and say like, well, if you're not going to tell me, I suppose I can look for myself.
It's getting off to a rollicking start.
Your move.
Yeah. And he's
And that
not-
was which card? You're doing the 10, right?
Sorry?
You said you did the 10 with that?
I don't think I said. I was.
Oh.
We can give you the 10 though. and
Yeah, I
you
thought
can
that's
beat
what
it.
you started. That's why I went with the staff.
Yeah, it's just like, okay. I mean, okay. Yeah, and so I think at this point Polaris just chuckles and says, leaf through it all you like. I hope you are conversant in the ancient tongue of the time before times. And yeah, Heath, do you think that's do we pick another card to face
Yeah,
you with on that?
yeah.
Oh, do we do it for the same thing or like other? I thought like other conflict. I thought each card was like a conflict that would come up.
So there's three rounds in the conflict. So you kind of like describe each beat of the conflict. With each
Oh,
card.
okay. So it's all in the
Yeah.
same conflict.
Yeah, it's all in the same
Yeah.
scene. Yeah.
No, well, I think you set that up nicely where, I think he gets the book and let me pull this back up and we'll throw that 6 on there because it is indeed in a language you don't understand.
Yeah.
So that makes it difficult to read and
I think,
I think
on
gives
this-
Polaris a bit of
yeah.
confidence that, well, fine, you're not gonna be able to read it anyway. So it's not really any danger here.
I think since my goal is to not read the book, but to establish a bond with
Establish
Polaris,
rapport,
True, it's
yeah.
true.
I'll use conscientious, that's 7, and after sort of like I'm not like playing with it or anything. After getting that, I like hand it back to Polaris and say, you must know that I would never violate the precepts of our order. It was just an invitation for conversation. I apologize if I offended you. And hands the book back.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like that should win Polaris over, so I'm not sure what the next conflict should be. Because I feel like Polaris.
Sirius can also jump in if he wants.
Yeah, I
to.
feel like Polaris's instinct here is like, I'm sorry, I spent.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like since your
Decades
goal
and-
was to get to know everybody, it doesn't all have
Oh,
to be
yeah,
focused on
yeah.
this one specific
Yeah.
conversation.
Cool. Yeah, and it's like, I'm sorry, I spent decades in the age of prisms, or in the prismatic court.
Mhm.
I must get used to these simpler times.
I think Sirius turns to Rise at that point and is like, so a little quid pro quo, we want us to all get to know each other. I find I have an article that speeds things up significantly when trying to come to an accord. The meteorite of compromise. Dare you put your hand on the meteorite of compromise?
What are we compromising on?
Well, we shall each divulge a fact about ourselves, but then we must each determine whether we feel that that has been a equal exchange of information.
Done.
You should be warned that we have 2 minutes to come to an accord, or we both die. Here we go.
And I'll just throw my my sincere on there.
A keening, screeching sound from beyond the world. Echoes around you.
What's a so the we are of the last knights of the House of Mars, and I may look like an old man, but I am barely 20 years. The reason for my appearance is that others of my order have given their years to me, and I've taken them upon me. So that has given me both the physical ravages of age as well as their knowledge and wisdom. What about you? What's your major?
You perhaps have noticed the robe I wear over my misty form. This robe, wherever my mind happens to go, focuses my mind 100-fold upon down that pathway, so I must be careful where my mind goes. At the moment, my mind is focused on ejecting each kernel of dust that has infiltrated my misty form. And luckily, because of this robe, there we go. And then dust just comes like flying out of his little ghost tail in like a stream.
I think a bunch of it lands on Polaris, and he just swivels over and says, "Pink elephants," and then goes back to dusting himself.
And I am clean.
Nice.
Do we feel we have had an equal exchange of information? I do.
I could use one more bit of information about you. That just seemed like a trick that you do. I divulged that I took the lives of my order to get the wisdom to make this journey.
Fair enough.
We have 40 seconds left.
Grows louder and louder.
It is a challenge. While this robe is a great tool, we all have our dark sides as well, and I must be careful not to let my mind drift too far into the darkness, or that gets amplified and I can become very unpleasant to be around. And I strive for balance.
I accept that. That seems good.
Then we have an accord.
Boom, and the keening stops. Cool. So it looks like we did that. I won the conflict and achieved my goal. Great. So I get these 3 cards. I'm just gonna put them in my hand with my other cards.
Oh wait, when did the third card happen?
That was the last card during that
last round. Yeah.
I think that was the meteorite was the challenge, right?
Oh, what was the second one then? Because I thought I put forth the 6 as the meteorite challenge.
Oh, that was the 6 was the I thought that was us talking the
language challenge.
Yeah, the language challenge. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Dig it. Just trying to get a handle on all the mechanics.
So since at the end we'll be using our hand plus the cards we win, I'm just gonna throw those in my hand on the board to keep them in one place. And maybe figure out how to shuffle them at the end.
Cool.
Cool. And that's that scene. Boom. 1 down.
Just like that.
And so now it's Polaris gets to pick a scene.
Yeah, I do like the one-on-one heated discussion outside the Tower of Blackened Ice, but
nice.
Oh man, I want to get in a fight with the seer that we're accompanying about something.
Awesome.
I'm trying to figure out what it is. I've discovered that. I've discovered that the seer has a venomous weapon that they've been concealing on their person. And rules of the order are that the seers are not supposed to wield weapons. And I think my goal in the scene is to, I want to know why they have it, but really I just want to make sure they don't have it, because it can make the entire journey unclean.
So do you want to take the weapon from the seer? Is that the scene?
I want I want them to cast it into a chasm in the Tower of Blackened Ice.
Nice.
And I see the
describe what
tower. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Tell us what that looks like. The tower. To set the setting, I guess.
I had envisioned it not as a real tower, but it's like an icy area, basically.
Maybe like a giant mesa or something.
Something like that, yeah. And it's this sort of, there are deep chasms, of course, and then improbably tall towers of ice as well. I'm kind of imagining like the desert Southwest a la Wile E. Coyote, except
Yeah.
it's all like mesas and stuff of ice,
Yeah.
imperfectly carved by some ancient process and somehow still standing.
So maybe Sears and I are like moving ahead a little bit, and you're hanging back with the seer.
Yeah, or you
anything
could, there could be some impediment ahead, like we actually have to bridge across somewhere, or there's like a tiny little path we have to go down, and you're securing some like pitons or something in place.
Yeah, awesome.
And I've got the seer aside, and I'm gonna get them, and yeah, I'm telling them, how did I detect it?
Yeah, how'd you find it?
It's a weapon that's just large enough. Yeah, I'm gonna pretend that this is a sharp-witted observation thing of like, Polaris wields blades as his form of combat. That is how he won the Time Blade. And he knows just from the Seer's gate that there is some sort of blade on his person at the waist.
Nice.
And he happens to have like a stick or something, Polaris does, and just kind of casts aside almost lazily flicks aside the fabric long enough to reveal the weapon there. And I think he just like tersely puts the whole thing of like, you're wearing a blade. The seer never wears a weapon, especially not on the last journey to the east. The chasm is there, you know what to do. To the seer.
Heath, you want to play this here?
Sure. Do we need to make our conflict pile?
Yeah.
Conflict pile. My cards are shit.
Let's see. So we want to get you some good stuff, right?
And as much as I'm capable of.
But we also want to give you good cards for. Let's give you one queen. How about that?
Okay, and I can sharp wit my way around that. Min max.
Yeah, see, I'm still like, are we trying to help each other out, or should we be trying to beat each other? It's confusing.
Losing will be interesting. Like,
yeah, I mean, we're gonna wind up using all the cards anyway.
Eventually, anyway.
Yeah. I'll pick one in the middle and see what happens.
I feel like that's what we're gravitating towards.
Right? Yeah, a high, a mid, and a low.
Yeah.
We'll give you that two. How about?
Yeah, I would love to out handsome something.
I remember you could always add cards together to then take a wound.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I don't get the feeling that we're ever going to need to do that. So we'll see how it goes.
We got a lot of low cards in here.
Intrigued by it, but
but you have to win all three conflicts to.
Yeah.
So I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't know how much playing. It's all new. What's all new to us all? But
yeah.
I think we want to save the like giant annihilatingly high cards for Heath.
Right.
Can't imagine why. Should we throw a 9 in there?
Yeah, throw a 9 in there. Why not?
I can. So that means I'll have to be able to courage my way around it. Yeah, and sharp wit my way around the queen, and then I'll have some leeway on the 2.
And the duty cards, like, you don't necessarily need to incorporate that. You can just say like, I'm using that card because
that's kind of your freebie, right?
It's your wild card.
I think the seer looks at you and goes, what I have on my person is of none of your business. I don't police what you have on your person.
Okay. And I think, yeah. I think he just says, he just starts citing, Polaris just starts citing rules. Like, see, like, it's in verse of just like, every seer's journey is characterized by the 3 precepts. The first is, of course, that the seer is clean in mind and body and spirit. The second is that the seer takes the straightest journey to the end point, regardless of the looking over at the other 2, at the challenges ahead.
And this is your sharp-witted, is that right?
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
trying to keep track in my head what's going on.
Yeah. And the third, of course, he shall walk naked of weapon and open of heart. There is no literary wiggle room for the first phrase.
I should have
For the
known a knight who
centuries that have
carries the
passed.
Book of Tharsis would be by the book.
Okay, so that uses my king.
And let me confide something to you, dear
Oh
Polaris.
no. Oh no.
10
This is
years
gonna be
ago,
bad.
there was an escort journey with a seer. And while you would hope these things would never happen and that the knights were above reproach, there was once a treacherous knight. And since that day, the seers have secretly carried a weapon as a last line of defense in case of a treacherous knight. How can you assure me that I'll be safe in such a case again?
Oh, and I think I am going to cite courage here. And just to get a 10 out of there, I think there's an like impossible to see flick of his hand, and suddenly the time blade is quivering in a piece of ice just next to the seer's head.
Nice.
And Polaris just says, I'll handle it.
Impressive indeed.
I'm sorry.
Then we have but one more impediment to overcome, my friend. What assures that no one will journey back here when we are done and retrieve this blade from that crevice?
Okay. So I can use handsomeness or quietness. I think Polaris just sort of waits him out and like with an expression like, you should know the answer to this.
I think after just like a very long, awkward wait, the series finally like, fine, you are technically correct. The accords have not been updated, and therefore the secret carrying of a weapon is technically against the accords, and you are in your right to ask this of me. He chunks it.
Ow!
Hey, I'm banging in pythons here.
And I suppose it's probably safe as deep as that chasm is. I don't think anyone could retrieve it even if they wanted.
Whoever did would deserve it.
I assume you're taking your knife back.
Oh yeah. The seer just takes my knife and there's no... How did he still end up armed? Oh man.
Sure. Sounds like you did the thing.
I did that thing. I'll
Take
put
your
the thing
cards
on the deck.
Oh, I just put them in my hand, I guess, but
I'm gonna try that.
Yes,
either way
like
works.
it just in case it later comes in handy that we need to keep them separate for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe unforeseen things with a new game.
Oh, I think. Maybe we can we right click to shuffle this? No.
Oh, wait, I did it. No, I didn't. I just spun the card around. This is bullshit.
I bet there's a way to do it.
Ah.
In fact, I'm going to put all my cards in my pile.
What?
Oh, it says how many cards are there. That's cool.
Hmm.
What if I click the number? Yes, if you click the number, you can shuffle that stack. Boom,
Shuffle,
done.
shuffled.
All right.
Shuffled.
Bitchin'.
Cool.
Problem solved.
Okay, so we can use that.
Possibly.
Excellent. Yeah, so put all your cards in your little stack there. At the end of the game, we'll shuffle and take the top card. Whew. Easy. Cool. That sounds like it's the Heath Sirius then. What you seen?
I think I'm just gonna be boring and check the next one down because they're all equally as viable. Really. The caravan under attack within the Temple of Fallen Stars.
What does the Temple of Fallen Stars look like?
Yeah, so I think we're nearing about halfway on the journey now, and we come to a place where this is actually where the meteorite of compromise was retrieved,
Oh.
Ooh.
because there are many pockmarked craters and huge chunks of meteorites from a big meteor storm that took place here years ago, and it is caused because of that and the way the surrounding mountains and such are. This is down in a valley, and so like a lot of them struck here, some struck on the edge of the cliffs and rolled down, which resulted in a lot more in the valley. And so when you're walking down in this valley, and it's really the only safe and direct route to where we're going, otherwise you'd have to take a very circuitous route.
I like to imagine that the whole valley is a giant meteor crater. And then
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, and
smaller
it all-
craters throughout.
And it also kind of blacks out the surroundings in a way because it's just so deep. So you get
Oh,
like just like
yeah.
a little sliver of light above you, barely. But it's another reason why it lends to the Temple of Fallen Stars, both literally, but also because it appears like there's almost no stars in the sky.
Mm.
But it's really just the cliff walls that are preventing you from seeing the sky,
Nice.
which unfortunately also makes this the perfect place for an attack.
Yes.
Oh no.
And as we're all on alert because we know this, of course, being Knights of Mars. And at one point, Sirius stops. He's like, "Shh." Listen.
For God's
there's
sake,
often-
Polaris, stop talking.
Now this valley is often filled with the sound of miscellaneous rubble crumbling, rolling down the walls and things like that. But listen closely, that's not the sound of boulders falling. That's the sound of scrabbling footsteps. Prepare for
Gotcha.
battle, my friends,
Polaris draws his blade.
for there are enemies
Shield.
among us. And I think at that point we start hearing things start whirring by
Oh
us. and
no.
we take cover like behind some of the boulder chunks and things as some kind of whirring weapons start clinking against the walls and against boulders near us.
Nice.
And I think the three of us immediately like surround the seer, so we have the seer surrounded.
And put up the big iron shield, the Phobos shield.
Shikunk kunk kunk, a few things. tinker
Avengers
off the
style
shield.
rotating shot.
Yep.
Yeah, so I definitely think
Do you want to say who's attacking us, or do you want to leave that up to us?
I won't say. We'll see how that plays itself out.
Okay.
Right.
Because I don't necessarily have a specific idea. I mean, I could make something up, but it was more fun to figure it out together.
Well, I'm up for burning that king.
So I guess the goal here is simply to prevent
yeah.
the seer from being killed.
Yeah, protect the seer.
do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah. I do like. Let's see. We could. Yeah. Do we want to get two really nice cards?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Or why don't I just like dump all the king queen?
Just,
To the full.
yep. Good
Can you
ending
handle
for
that?
Heath.
Yeah, you can handle that.
Yep.
Cool. So
It's fitting for this scene too.
I'll just start
Oh,
with
and
the
it-
king, I guess.
It's weird. We have a perverse incentive to, if there's a hand of like 3, 4, 4, to not
Mhm.
win that, right? And then you just don't get those cards.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So yeah, if
Yes.
he loses the next one somehow, I'm gonna try and use my optimism against this.
That's great.
Oh, wow.
Cool. What's a slinging? Who's there? So
Oh, I do want the bad guys to announce that they want the seer. The one who accompanies you leaves with us.
So to give us a chance to like just give up the seer and none of you have to die.
Yeah.
oh no,
yeah.
I think we want to kill everyone. I think this is like
Oh,
the
yeah?
this is a big CGI battle.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
we want to, but I mean, yeah, I think what he's saying is whoever's shooting at us is like, just give us the seer and we won't kill you all. And of
I don't
course,
know.
we're not
I
going
like-
to take that deal.
I like the idea that there's like you're the last knights and we're gonna wipe out all of y'all.
Oh, okay.
I got
This is
you.
like before you even get near the temple, we're gonna bust you out.
Fair enough. So they just
Okay.
they've spoken already with their whirring weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, Peter? Or do you want to?
Of presenting an adversity to it.
Yeah.
Um,
And
yeah,
we can make this nuts because he's gonna win everything. So.
Yeah. So I think the nuts thing I'm going to say is that somehow you see them levering up an impossibly large blade,
Oh,
and they heave it not at us but at the rock wall ahead of us.
The rock wall
There's-
starts to crumble.
Yep,
on
there's
top
a
of us.
moment where it's just locked in place, and then it, like slow motion, the way giant things do,
Mhm.
falls loose, and then boulders are smashing apart and coming down on us.
Nice. Let's get the queen out for that one.
Queen.
How's it go?
Okay. Well, let's check this daring box off and figure out how I'm going to do that exactly. So what exactly? So a big blade has just, we're basically under a bunch of
There's an
falling boulders
avalanche
now?
coming down on us. Yeah, there's an avalanche of boulders coming down on us.
all right. I think at
We
that
haven't,
point,
we haven't seen what the attackers look like yet, right? Have we?
No.
I think just it requires split second thinking, and so Sirius is just like, listen to me, don't question what I say. Run there now, go. And
All right. Ding 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 ding
Ding,
ding.
ding, ding.
so we start running, and as y'all run forward, you know, as he kind of zips off in his misty form, and
Oh,
you just
yes.
and you sort of you're not sure where he's going, but you see him like zip off, and then you start hearing like in your side like oh god, whoa, whoa, and so like from like zip boom boom boom, and then people just going down.
Nice.
And so the running forward has got you out of the avalanche. So that all caves in. We can't go back now. Behind us is blocked by all those boulders, but by running forward, we narrowly missed getting crushed by them all.
Hmm.
Nice.
So boulders didn't work.
So I think that was a tactic to sort of corral us in this sort of run. It's like a box canyon almost, and the entrance has been blocked off by this avalanche. And as you kind of like look around and see where it is, like a huge like lizard ape like thing, like 6 legs, kind of like crawls over the top of the box canyon. It's probably like 200 feet long, and just like has 4 eyes that like have the nicating membranes on the side, and just kind of like flicks his tongue, roars, and just charges at us over the edge of the box canyon. That's the king.
Excellent.
Oh,
Well,
no.
then, here comes the hateful tactic. Wait, wait, hold on, wait, Joe. You said this was the king playing?
Yeah.
Wait, what are we playing? Okay. Just not that it really matters, but I just want to make sure I know what I'm doing here. And so I think like Sirius has, zipped back to the party now, and he sees that coming at us, and he's like, you just see his glowy eyes glow more intense and with a little bit of red going on, and he's like, this one is for Miriam. And he jets forward, and like as he's so they're heading towards each other, and the creature's like, and you just see him go right down the gullet of the
Oh,
creature.
no.
And the creature's like, oh, kind of surprised by that tactic.
Yeah.
And then like you see the abdomen kind of
Oh, no.
And then there's an explosion with meat and flesh and
Meat
juices
rain,
and
meat rain.
nasty things everywhere as you kind of catch the last glimpses of Sirius's form, kind of like his misty form has greatly, expanded and recoalesces back into his normally humanoid
Looks like
form.
meat's back on the menu, boys.
Oh, God.
Ah.
Oh, man.
Who else wants some?
I think while you're doing that, we're still like fending off attacks from from whoever's raining down projectiles.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I haven't. Okay, I have a hit on this that there is a sorcerer among their number,
Yeah, hell yeah.
and as soon and he has a sort of Emperor Palpatine sound, and to his voice is just like rage, good, good.
Do it.
And I think he's you see that he has a robe just like yours,
Oh shit, yeah.
except he is kind of waving it about like a toreador almost, and creating a wave that's going to come crashing into you. The idea is that whatever he's doing is taking whatever you are feeling in that moment and amplifying it as hard as it will go. And so just to get Sirius into a blind rage that will kill everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, and the wave is kind of like the same color as his eyes.
Yes.
So as you see the wave approaching, Sirius, this will be justice, just for the record. My duty, justice. He's all about balance.
Duty.
In this case, duty and balance. Well, you see him like realize what this tactic is and kind of very quickly try to refocus, and the red starts coming out of his glowing eyes, and he's like, no, Miriam would not want me to live in hatred. Miriam would want me to live in love. My love for Miriam goes on no matter what. No one can take my love for Miriam, not even you. And then once again, this time he kind of gently expands as his arms kind of turn into a wall. And as the wave hits, it amplifies that and like flies back at the sorcerer, who's like trying to operate out of hate. But you see like the hate and the wall coming back of different colors. It's a joyful, lovey wall. It's a very comfy, warm wall. It's sparkle wall.
The love wall.
The love wall.
Love wall, baby.
Love wall, baby.
And it seems to come almost to an impasse where it's like, is this not working? What's going to happen? And that's when you see like another misty form, vaguely female-esque,
female presenting,
come out of the mist and help push the wall the rest of the way to the wizard, who's like, no, until the wall like just hits him and he just vaporizes into dust. And at which point she turns around and waves and blows a kiss and dissipates into the Mars night.
I guess once the leader is gone, all the lizard men or whatever have been throwing rocks at us take off too.
They're out.
Yeah, they're like, oh crap, I'm
not getting paid anymore, so fuck this.
Yeah.
It's bad, we gotta get out of here.
Gentle.
And Sirius falls to the ground exhausted. But we did it.
So that amplifies whatever thought you have in your mind.
So if we thought about lunch.
I would just get very, very hungry.
Good to know.
Polaris being a dick.
Speaking of being a dick, if you wanted to, you could do King 3. Just toss some sinkers in there. But we're all gonna have them. We're gonna have them anyway, so we're gonna lose them, right? Oh man.
Well, yeah, that's the interesting about a new game is you're just kind of like I'm still not kind of like I'm not sure what we
Yeah.
want to be doing really.
Yeah. Like is
We'll
even
figure.
am I even playing to get the best ending for my character?
Yeah.
Because a really bad ending would be fun as well.
Right. Yeah. I guess I'll just go down the line. The discovery of a mysterious location at the Doom Prism of Exalted Light.
Oh man.
I think as we so we're in like the home stretch getting towards the Pyramid of Tharsis. And we're kind of like entering a more arcanely charged landscape, I think. And this particular location is it's some smaller pyramids surrounding a large white crystal, like a milky white with veins through it. It's the size of not a full pyramid, but it's like obelisk size. It's pretty big.
Okay.
And this is like one of our waypoints. Like we know, like, oh, once we pass the Doom
Pyramid.
Prism of Exalted Light, then we are in the in the territory of the Sorcerer Supreme. So our guard has to be up more, and probably decide that this is another good place to sort of get our bearings and make sure we're going the right way. And as we're just like what was that? Like just reorienting ourselves. Rigel is like, I haven't been this far out before, and so I'm like checking out the prism and sort of feeling around it. And as I do that, one of the sides like goes in like an inch and then just like turns into like light, and my hands go through it. It's like, looks like we can go in the prism here.
Head poking out of the prism.
Hey guys, I found a place. And yeah, looking around, it's bigger on the inside. It just goes down. There's like a big like a crystal compound. And it seems to be some sort of
staircase.
Yeah, like a Elsa kind of thing.
I want the stairs to light up Billie Jean style.
And like I don't know if y'all are coming in with me, but I like am compelled to explore this new space. So this is like not only we haven't seen before, but we don't know that this is a thing that exists. We just know that there's a giant prism.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So so I like make my way down and sort of like to the center, and there's a giant round chamber that's light comes in from above, just a shaft of light, and in there is like the actual Doom prism, and the light comes down and refracts off the prism into the walls, and as I so like, oh, Fortress of Solitude, it's Fortress of Solitude, right? And as like I go in, I'm like, oh, this, like looking around, and the light from there refracts and reflects onto the different surfaces. Every person who has betrayed me, or that I think has betrayed me.
Oh no.
And some of them are me. And so I like this magic shit sucks. I'm out of here, and I can't find an exit. So I have to deal with whatever these reflections have to do before I can make my way out. So that's the goal. I need to get out of here.
I want to add one.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, go for it. Yeah.
One detail from this is that there is one spot on the wall. You can see the figures moving forward in time. You've kind of worked it out, even with your own image. It's yourself at different ages. And then there is one shadowy figure where you can't make out the face in the last spot.
Nice.
And yeah, so that is a detail as well.
Love it. So I'm trying to get out. I'm looking around.
So we need some cards, yeah.
Oh yeah. And you could do, I'd like to, on my next scene, you can hit me with a 3-3-4 and I can lowball that and lose. For what it, like, not to min-max too badly, but
So.
But Mark, you don't have the cards to lowball in under any 3s or 4s, so
Not really.
Yeah. I
Let's
think
throw in the
just Keith and
jack.
I have that strategy available.
Let's put that jack in there.
Yeah. Which you can get with those staff if you want. Why am I
Yeah.
min-maxing so much?
Do ties win?
Yeah.
Okay. So
So-
after that, I don't think it really matters.
Yeah. Again, I'd like my little 3,
I
3,
mean,
4.
8-9 is gonna be good for me too. I mean, it's better than
Yeah, and then 3, 4, 4 Heath, you can lowball under that with your 2 at some point. So yeah, both Heath and I can lose the conflict. I'm way overthinking this. So yeah, I think 8, 9 is a good choice. Sorry.
Cool.
Throw 'em in there.
All right. Hit me.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm intrigued by something here. I think that there is no physical impediment to you getting out of the pyramid. I think you're just like, oh crap, I'm out of here, and then you start climbing the stairs, and one of the figures clears their throat. I need to figure out some details about who this person is, but they say,
Yeah.
it was really your own fault. I shouldn't even be in the room of betrayal. And I want to think that that's enough to sort of stop Rigel.
Yeah.
What? What did you say?
Like go back and see who it is first off.
Yeah. But let's see. I will say that. What do we want this to be? Heath, should this be like a romantic thing, or should it be? Well, you're a young knight, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like I've got an idea for the last encounter.
Okay. I think this one is it's the very first figure, and it's your father.
And what does he say?
He says, I shouldn't be on this wall. I never betrayed you. It was your own fault.
Which card do you want to play for it?
Oh man. Yeah, this seems kind of vague in my definition. So I think I think I can just play the 8 on that. And we can spare the better ones for later.
I'm gonna play with my shield, I think. And so it has been years since I've seen my father, because basically I was raised in the order, so I never really knew him that well.
Oh, okay.
So he probably died in some conflict somewhere.
Yeah.
And he's blaming me for it because I'm a knight that has nothing to do with that stuff. And I think I raised the shield, raised the shield in front of me, and start just advancing towards him. And as I do, the shield begins to glow like a straw colored, like yellow light. And I don't know this dude, and I'm just like, oh, this is my fault. You were the coward who abandoned me.
Yes.
You were the coward who went to fight someone else's fight over petty titles or territory, whereas I'm fighting for mercy and justice and courage, and you were the coward who was speared in the back as you were running away. And as I'm saying this, the light is getting, and it just blinds and reflects off of the surface and just burns him away.
Oh, leaving just a burned spot on the wall instead.
Yeah,
Cool.
Cool. Use the fear shield. Let's get out of here.
And Heath, you said you had a good one, a hit for the last one, right? I can take.
Well, yeah, if you want, I've got a couple on deck, so I can go a lot of different ways.
I think I've got a hit for the second one. This is again silly, but yeah, as you're hastily going out, another figure, it is it is every version of you that is represented in the wall in unison are all just saying, no, 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 wait, wait, wait. And the one closest in time to Rigel says, and it's like the quiet, earnest thing that draws you in a little further. That like, I'm trying. What did he do what did Rigel do that betrayed himself? I'm trying to figure out.
That kind of goes along. I can help you.
That
Because
goes
that's
with-
very similar with what one of my ideas was, which I think
Yeah, go for it.
that I think at least one of yourselves is like, you never betrayed anyone as much as you betrayed me, which is you. It's you talking to you.
Yeah, yeah.
In that you're always putting other people's causes first. But what about me? What about my desire to live a life for what I want and to have a family and to love and to have children and friends in the same place and a life that wasn't just in service to other people constantly? But no, you never do anything for me. It's always for everyone else.
That's and so I will bring my sincerity out. And again, like with no shield or weapon in hand, walking towards them, and being like, you know, that's not true. Everything I've
Aw.
done has truly been for myself. I have devoted myself to the House of Mars, and whatever serves the house serves me, and vice versa. I haven't betrayed myself. I've betrayed some other version of myself that lived another life that never encountered the Knights of Mars or was never given up. I may have died by my father's side in battle. I may have died an old man in luxury. It doesn't matter. Who I am now is what I am now, and you never existed.
I think
And,
as you're
all of them
saying
sort of-
all that, like through that whole speech, he just kind of gets uglier and older and wrinklier and grosser. And it's like, no, it's found until finally he just like shrivels up into like a little prune person and crumbles.
Oh man.
Nice.
I've got a hit on the last one, I think now.
Yeah.
If that's okay.
Sure.
The mist on the last one clears. This is going to be a very simple thing. And the seer steps forward and
Very
says,
similar.
it's almost too late. Escape while you can. And then he just leaves. And so this has to be an internal or I can leave the guy there if that would help you, but I want that to be like
Yeah,
the
it has to be
internal
something that's
conflict of,
Something that's preventing me from leaving, I guess.
oh
Is
shit,
that-
shit, yeah. Yeah, and it's like just wait here you can just wait here for long enough and they will move on. Only time passes differently here. Only a few minutes, another minute more should do it. Or you walk to the pyramid of Tharsis. And then you find your end with me.
Cool. I think yeah, to resolve that one, I kind of like hang my head a little bit, like as if I think I'm like considering what they are, and sort of walk to the center of the room and look at all the images, and say, what do I say? You may all have betrayed me, but you're in the past now, except for you. And I point to the seer, and I'll deal with you when the time comes. And I take my staff and smash the crystal in the center of the room. And the light just sort of like, it doesn't just fade away. It kind of like does a big flare and then sucks back up into the top of the room. And the room kind of like is that sort of like dark that like a cave made of ice would be like.
Okay,
so
yeah.
like a light whitish bluish glow, and again I can see like it's all dark and there's like the Bruce Lee mirrors falling down.
Man,
just
I
like-
want to imagine that like both of us, Sirius and Polaris, are kind of are still after a long
Yeah.
time poking at the pyramid, and the light just washes over us and fills us with visions of our own past sufferings at the betrayal of others.
Ooh, can I leave you with one final detail
Yeah.
that I think will work? So I feel like as you're smashing, like as the mirrors are all smashing and such.
I smashed the center one and they kind of like all fall apart. Yeah.
All
Yeah,
fall
as they're all falling apart, I feel like you see. So you had the reflection of the seer guy, right?
Mhm.
And since that reflection, I feel like is reflected in other mirrors, only as they're collapsing, you could swear that some of those reflections of that reflection were Sirius, some were Polaris, some were the seer, and you're like, wait, it's almost like you're not sure you saw it, but you're like, did I
Mhm.
feel like you saw like all three of the other people in the party at some point in the mirrors?
Yeah. Cool. I stick my head out the wall, like, hey guys, I'm sorry, I was just gone for a second. Probably, I guess. I don't know. It seemed like a long time in there.
Both of
Apparently
us are just like shell shocked by the visions we
Don't-
ourselves have seen.
Don't go in there. It sucks in there.
Bad scene. Bad vibes only.
Well,
Don't
and
go
now
in
you've made
there.
sure there's nothing left to see.
Yeah. And that's it. Got my cards. Woo.
Oh man, being pursued through the desert of the chaos plane. Oh man. Okay. Hmm. I have something in mind. Yeah, I think I'll just go with it. I'll say that we are being pursued, and that we've been kind of run to ground, and we are hiding out in a cave on the chaos plane.
Hmm.
In the distance, we can see a caravan kind of rumbling by and waving weapons, and it's kind of clear that we just have to wait that out. I want to have another scene with the seer. I feel like I'm kind of pushing for this.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I want the conflict of the scene. I want the seer to tell me who they really are. Like, I can open the scene by saying the observations that I've seen, that like they were carrying a weapon in clear violation of everything that the seers do. They haven't given us one single prophecy from of the dangers that we are going to face. We have had to face them alone, and this journey has become very challenging.
This seer ain't seen shit.
The seer ain't seeing shit. I want there to be a third thing. I can't quite figure what it is. Let's see. And the third thing that is an indication that they are not the seer. Oh, that every seer is that that I myself pledged to the duty of courage, because I was so inspired by the courageous stories of the seers that came in times gone by. That seers, the seers that are chosen are uniquely courageous. That is what allows the veil to be pierced of the future and let them see what is beyond. And this person, whoever they are, has fled and cringed and hidden from every adversity that faced us. And yeah, so I don't know what your name is or what your job is or what you expect in the Pyramid of Tharsis, but you will, and then blay it out, you will tell me who you are.
Cool. Let's you want to throw all those fours out there, or
Oh, I thought he wanted a 3-3-4.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
3, 3,
yeah,
4?
and then so long as there's a 4 in there,
yeah, as
I
long as you
can-
get 1 4, that's good. And then,
yeah, I can lowball, I can limbo under it and not get hit with the cards.
yeah,
And I kind of
Um,
delight in losing this one too.
yeah. Oh, I can't wait to see this. Start with a 3.
Okay, okay.
Leaving the 4 for last is probably fun.
Hmm.
Thank you for announcing the strategy instead of being like,
Yeah.
sucker, that was 3. Now you're
Um,
stuck with these cards.
so I think the seer, and you jump in if you have anything. I think the seer is kind of calm, and
Oh no.
just like looking at you, says, "Nobody knows who I am, not even me. Seers are, our bodies are born, but we are placed within them. You will never know who I am."
Okay. And since I want to win and not lose this one.
I don't think you can lose the threes.
Yeah. So I will, okay, I think, I think this is going, I'm gonna make Polaris play this very smug. And he kind of happens to have the book on him. It's a little booklet more. It's like, oh, unlucky for you that I've read this. That every seer appears only briefly on the he starts quoting the verses from it, saying, every seer appears briefly on this earth. They are born as a man, they die as a man. The seer is not a spirit cleft from a person, but merely the person themselves, brave enough to see beyond the visible.
Oh yeah, and he just scowls.
All right. Yeah.
Um,
Just annoyingly smart.
if it's okay if I take the rest of the scene, I think I have a really fun idea.
Go for it.
So
I'm going to try and handsome my way out of the last one, I'll have you know.
This is going to be great. So he scowls and what is the name of it? It's gonna be great. I just need to look up one name. Actually, what do you want to call it? He looks at you and says, "So you've seen through my ruse. What will you do when you find my real name?" And he produces the blade that he had thrown into the cliff, or thrown into the chasm before, as if it had never gone
away.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel. Let's see. And I think Polaris is trying not to show how much he is disturbed by the knife showing up again.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he is affecting nonchalance in the way of a practice courtier, and says, well, once my curiosity is satisfied, we may leave you to the caravanic raiders tied to a post in the middle of an oasis. We may throw you from the let's see, ramparts of doom that sit just outside of the Tharsian plain. Or we may take you all the way back to the knight's compound, where great devices of torture await. And I don't know what skill I'm using. I guess I used the Battle of Tharsis or Book of Tharsis before.
Yeah.
I'll say that this is my wit getting me through this one.
Yeah, or even courage would work for that one, I think.
Oh yeah, courage too. Now I'm gonna bring the looks into play, so bring your A game.
So I think the seer looks a little bit amused and says, Well, I suppose I must accept my fate then, for I am Charon, servant of the Sorcerer Supreme, sent to lead you to your dooms. The real seer lies in a dune beyond the knight's compound. So, and he reaches he sort of like offers himself up, puts his hands out towards you, says, "Take me and do what you will." That's the 4.
Okay. Yeah, and we are going to handsome it up for this. He like flips his hair back, adjusts his garments, and strides forward with his most practiced step.
And as you do that, he puts his hands on either side of your temples, and
Yep.
You feel the memories of this conversation being drawn out. And the next thing you remember is the 4 of us sneaking out of the cave we were hiding in, and the seer sort of grabbing your shoulder and saying like, "Oh, you stumbled. Are you all right? We're almost
Yes,
there."
thank you.
And then turns to the camera.
Thank you for letting me like.
All right, those cards go
get
in
into the
discard.
story. Nobody gets that precious 3, 3, and
Nobody gets
4.
those 3s. That was fun.
Thank you, sir. Oh man.
Last scene is serious.
Okay, and just for our trying to keep up with our min-maxing here. What was my goal here? I'm trying to lose.
I think you want to lose these ones, yeah.
So then you don't have a 4, 4, and a 3, and you just have the really nice cards we gave you in the previous round.
Yeah.
All right. So
So at some
have
point,
to
you optimistically lose.
I have to reveal a secret at the steps of Tharsis.
Or a secret is revealed at the steps. Of the
Oh, that's true. I guess I don't have to reveal a secret.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that plays well with the last scene then. Oh yes, I think this is all playing out wonderfully.
Great.
So we have arrived at the steps of Tharsis, which is like an impossibly large pyramid. Like it goes up farther than you can see in either direction. You can't see the ends of it.
I like to think that the top of it vanishes just in the fog of just
Yeah.
air.
Exactly. And I'm feeling like it's like a black obsidian-esque finish.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Maybe
Yeah.
with some scoring lines. of,
Yeah,
like,
some like jaggy
around
lines
it.
on it.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that all sounds good. Sounds great. And I figure what I'm doing. I feel like we're all walking up, and then Sirius has been kind of pulling up the rear of the party. Hold on, let me take a look.
Yeah, I wonder if this sort of min-maxing was considered by.
Probably was.
Probably,
I imagine.
yeah.
Yeah. Like the mechanics seem tuned to that kind of thing. Yeah.
This scene is a card dump. Nobody gets these cards.
But it's a sweet scene.
Yes. Can't believe I couldn't handsome my way out of that last speculation.
So as we're standing there and we're about to enter, I think Sirius steps up and goes, "Before we enter the Great Pyramid of Tharsis, my fellow knights, my revered seer, it is time for truths to be told.
Oh,
For you see,
da, da, da.
there has been too many trips to sacred locations that have been beset by treachery, which unfortunately sometimes results in the official ways of doing things, the ways that have been written for centuries in books, to be altered. And of course, you can't alter those writings, or the reasons for altering them become moot. If they become known and transcribed, which is why the Council of Seers has known for a while that the ranks of the knights have been infiltrated.
What?
What? That's impossible, says Polypus.
And I know because I am the seer.
What?
And I knew that this journey would end in my death. I did foresee that. But it is also the chance to get rid of the impure one who is not a knight of Mars. And for that, I will gladly
Shit.
devote my life.
If you're not the seer, if you're the seer, then who is this?
Well,
This
that's
is definitely the seer. I
a
definitely
good
remember
question
this
now,
being
isn't
seer.
it?
Out of scene question, is this the
Yeah.
last scene of the game, or is
No,
okay?
Yeah,
I don't
So-
think, right?
So I think I read something wrong, and I think we're only supposed to each pick one scene from that list, and then the
Oh.
second scene we do is at the pyramid.
Are you sure? Oh, I thought we were supposed to do two apiece. I thought I'd read that as well, but I also could have read it wrong.
Yeah, I was just looking at the last page. It says, after you've all taken your turn, you arrive at the pyramid, and then you all do another turn, and that's where the second set of. I was like, we don't
okay.
have enough cards to do, so I think this will be the last scene, and then we'll do our like. Draw the
Oh,
card
yeah,
thing.
you're right.
Yeah,
Because
I'm like,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
don't, how are we supposed to play out another round of we don't have enough cards. So yeah, this will be the last scene, and then we'll do our final bit.
Okay, cool.
Make it count.
Like,
What was the point?
well, I think it's obvious who the false knight is if I'm the seer.
You
Good looking
you're
at the
if-
other seer.
If you're the
Oh,
seer,
okay.
then you're not a knight. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
You're technically a false knight, yes, because you're the seer. We
I
got it.
think Polaris is just like staring at Rigel this whole time.
Sorry.
Link.
Look who's the false seer, I should say. Yes.
Oh,
I'm the
yes.
false knight,
Yeah.
the false
You're the
seer.
false knight.
It's just like slow rubbing of the
Right. And I think I'll do it like I've got the staff which burns wickedness from the impure. So I'm ready to go anytime you want. What's your conflict you want to do?
I was trying to figure out how this works out because, like, I can't die in this scene, right? Because we still got to finish another scene.
Well, I mean, death is, you know, you're a floaty
Oh.
you're a floaty ghost god.
Well, and
so
also we can always change. Yeah, storytelling is limitless. Anything
we
can
can
happen.
make it work either way.
I feel like what happens at that point is, with lightning speed, he grabs the other seer's hand. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's the conflict you want to do?
Defeating the false seer.
Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Sweet.
And so I feel like with before anyone even knows what's happened, he's grabbed the false seer's hand and placed it on the meteorite of compromise, which is now activated.
Wow, 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 wow,
It's like-
wow.
We now have 2 minutes to reach an accord, or we both die, which I'm fine with personally.
Peter, do you
You
have
know-
a hit for the first round of?
Well, I feel like I turn to you both and go like, in this situation, I do feel like an accord would be if the knights were to kill the false seer.
I have a thing if you don't have it yet.
I have nothing. My mind is a void.
So I will So you get to pick which one you lose. I'll play the 4, I guess. And he says, "Funny you should say that." And before you can even realize what's happening,
Oh, no.
his hand is buried to his wrist in your chest with the blade.
Oh,
And
no.
he says, "I may not be the seer, but I am a seer, and I saw this coming. I knew
Oh,
that
no.
I knew that a normal blade would not harm your form. So this one," and the blade begins to glow. And
Oh, no.
you feel it. You feel whatever it is eating away at your like ethereal stuff. As long as one of us dies, the accord is made, and I still have work to do.
Oh, perfect. Oh,
You want to
man.
win or lose that one?
All right. So yes, my goal is to lose, right?
Yeah,
what
you
we're
just
doing?
you only have to lose one of the 3.
Yeah.
I'll have to. Well, I can't. I can only lose one of the 3.
Yeah,
I guess.
you can't only
Yeah,
lose one.
yeah.
Of the 3.
Okay, so I don't have to lose this one per se.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Dramatically losing the last one might.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Shape or
Let
show.
me see here.
Sorry. I don't know.
I mean, that's what we're doing.
But yeah, I have the same attitude of like, yeah, but that's, I don't know.
I feel like
But what other things are possible?
there was like a moment of pain, and he's gonna kind of close his eyes and become focused, and the robe starts to glow as it amplifies his thought processes, and you see like the wound around his chest coalesce and start pushing the spear back out, and then it just like snaps the blade off and shoots it out and close it up. And I'm like, you'll have to do better than that.
And Polaris is just like, where did that blade come from? It should be at the bottom of the
Threw it over at the. Yeah. I'm just confused right now.
There's something I should be remembering right now. I just like every mental path just disappears at some point. Okay, so that was a 4. We have the 4.
So quick question, not I don't know, so like, is it a like, so I won that card, does that go into my hand or does it have to be?
No, if you win the whole thing, then you.
Okay,
get
it's all or
cards.
nothing.
Yeah, so this is
Okay,
a way
right,
of
right, right.
ditching the 3 low cards.
Yeah.
Got you.
Okay, so that didn't work. The timer is still ticking.
That's true. We're still fused on the meteorite of compromise. 1
Um,
minute and 30 seconds remaining.
I'm having so much trouble. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think again I have something for the last one.
okay. Let's see.
So this will have to be another one that I will win.
Probably.
If you want to, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of dumb, but I think is this dumb? I want Polaris, or I want the seer to threaten Rigel and Polaris.
Yeah.
And
that's
be
what I was
like,
thinking too.
Okay. I don't know if I'm taking your third one.
No, you're not.
Okay,
Yeah.
So he scoops up both halves of the spear, and within another split second has each one against the necks of the other 2 knights.
But wait, we have our hands infused on the meteorite of compromise.
Sorry.
Magic, more arms.
He's got, well, I mean, it's true. He could do that. I mean,
he can like reach out with like dark magic tendrils.
Yeah, dark
There
magic
you go.
tendrils are
Perfect.
holding them there.
perfect.
Yeah.
And so he says, and yeah, he's basically says, give up, Sirius, or the 2 of the last 3 knights die at your stubbornness. And this is a 4.
And this one.
If you do want to lose this one, the story can go some places from there. Spirit Polaris is ready for action.
I feel like this one triggers my hatred.
Mhm.
And he's like, how dare you threaten the 2 knights of Mars who are left? And my wispy form, I feel like, comes out and like grabs his 2 dark tendrils and like rips them forcibly from his body.
Nice. Tentacle
leaving, like,
fight.
and where he kind of like spurts dark black
Yeah.
ooze. But definitely shakes him. Is like, we've got him now. It's like quick, knights, now's your chance. Strike him down. Kill him.
Kill him.
I've got him. I can hold him. Kill him, knights. Kill him.
Oh man.
So he has one hand on the meteorite. So right.
Yes. Yes.
And he reaches into his robes and pulls out a smaller knife, and it's just a regular, like, small, like, looks like a dumb kitchen, like it's not a threatening blade at all. And like it's ticking down, it's almost there. And he says, and we know you're gonna, are you gonna lose this one? We're gonna do this.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't have to if you want those cards.
Oh, that's true. I guess I won't have to.
If you want the
says-
low cards.
He looks you straight in the eyes, just like, it's funny to me that you think that my death matters now, for we are in the domain of the Sorcerer Supreme, and my life is his, and my energy is his, and my blood is his. And he just slits his throat.
Oh no.
And you see all the red swirly energy flowing up the steps of the pyramid, and like his essence just gets drained away and sucked into, and you can hear like a Mumra laugh coming from inside.
Oh, so he's not dead. He's just absorbed into.
Yeah.
So he didn't win the conflict. Well, unless you can fight back with optimism on this one.
I mean, if you want to win this one.
Well, no, optimism is the
Oh, yeah,
one that
optimism is
loses.
Right.
That's true. That's what
I won,
feel
right? We're good.
yeah, no, it's good. It's like, well, yeah, I feel like he's like, I mean, I'm the only one left holding the meteorite. We've reached an accord. That's reaching an accord, is it not? There's only one person left with the meteorite. The other person has staked it. That's got to be an accord.
Fuller just kind of uncomfortably looks at his shoes.
And I feel like there's like it, but then like it occurs to me that I'm like, oh no, but the fact that I'm very angry and unsatisfied by this means it's not an accord.
You're out of balance.
Somebody has to cut my hand off now.
I just
If
got a
I'm
staff,
going-
man.
Oh man. I think Polaris comes through with the blade then.
Cut it off.
Just like shing.
Right as it goes off and it activates, and you see my hand kind of vaporize on the meter.
Like turns black and withers.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And now I have like a little stumpy bit of mist.
Oh great.
This is where it sucks being semi-corporeal. I can't just like make
Eject
another
some. Yeah.
So the last seer has arrived at the pyramid, apparently. That's you.
that's true. It is
Um,
me.
So we'll go around again. And so I put all my hand cards into this pile. So I have 12 cards now in this pile. So I'm going to shuffle this stack.
Okay, and I'll put my hand cards in there as well.
Yeah. Shuffle. I think some of them are face up. That's the problem.
Oh, what?
Wait, but
What?
we put the initial hand cards we assigned to traits and stuff in there?
Yeah, so we put our 5 trait cards and the ones that we won in there and shuffle them up.
That
Okay,
seems
give me
odd.
a moment.
Yeah.
I have some of them face up. Okay, cool. Get them there. Get them there. 5, 4, 3.
Nice.
So
Okay.
we want them all face down, right?
Yeah, so I decided the same.
That- yeah, I just it's like, oh, now I see what he
So
probably just did.
Mark has the most cards. So
Yeah.
yeah, Mark
Who
wins.
knows? Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna flip the top card. Here it is. 8. What does that mean? I fulfill my doom. It changes who I are as a person, I suppose. Yeah. Describe how you're forever changed to the table. Cool. So I think my doom was to be struck down by the one I trusted the most. I feel like that was the seer. So I think narratively how that happened. Oh, describe how I'm changed. Great. As the false seer's blood energy courses out of his form and up the pyramid, Rigel is directly in that path, and some of it swirls up and around me. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I, like, lift up my shield. I don't know what's going on. And it starts like going in my eyes and down my throat and
no.
stuff. And you see my body change into like a skeletal mummy kind of thing, and my hand starts burning as where it clutches the staff, and I have to drop it. I throw down the shield because I feel no more fear. I just like stare at the two of you and
Oh,
turn and
no.
walk into the pyramid to serve the sorcerer.
Okay.
Changed who I am as a person.
Yeah. I'm shuffling a few more times. And the top card is a 7.
Mm,
I'm trying
what
to
you're doing when
find.
it brings you to your death.
Yeah, I think, let's see. So my doom is to, once I enter the pyramid, I never leave again.
Mm.
8 or 9, 6 or 7, describe it to the table. Okay. I think after I see Rigel get taken this way, yeah, I think Polaris just kind of sneers up towards the Sorcerer Supreme, draws his blade and walks steadily but firmly up to the entrance, enters, and then you just see the entrance lock shut behind him. Or no, that's not the entrance, because this has to be his death.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I think there's
there's like a gout of blood.
yeah, well, I had imagined like the head tumbling down the steps
It's like,
afterwards.
go all Evil Dead, just
Yeah,
like just way too much blood.
and the bloodstained copy of the Book of Tharsis falling at
Oh yeah.
Sirius's feet.
It's ruined.
All right, Sirius, bring it home.
All right, so I just draw the top one, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
my.
shit.
Oh my.
Fulfilling the doom your stars laid out at birth, your character wished death was the outcome, but this
Oh my God.
this is worse than death. Describe it to the table. All that min-maxing for nothing. What's worse than death for Polaris?
For
Oh,
Sirius.
For Sirius.
Yeah.
he's
Hey, our
like,
initials
no,
are my initials.
no, the nights, the last nights are both gone. And then let's see what is worse. Oh, I know. I know. And then I feel like the bloody doors, bloodied by Polaris's blood, open
guy.
back up. And the false seer steps out and is like, I think it is time that you meet the supreme sorceress who shall rule Mars, Miriam.
Oh shit!
And she steps out and I'm like, what?
It
No,
was
Miriam.
Oh.
Not Miriam. And she's like, you could have joined me, my love, but no, you had to be about justice and balance in the universe. The universe has never balanced. There's always one side that is ruling another. And I'm going to make sure that I am on the ruling side. Take him to the room of eternal torment.
Oh, can it be Rigel that takes him to the room?
Yeah.
Sure. And he's screaming the whole way, no, I'm
And then the
already
door
in that
slammed closed.
room.
Boom. Credits.
Who's that ruling over all of Mars?
It's Miriam all along. Yeah. Cool. That is the Knights of the House of Mars.
Wow, that was a lot of fun. Thank you for running that.
That's really interesting. It reminds me a lot of I haven't looked at the inspirations in the back, but have I? No, it's not in there. There's a game called Polaris, where you are doomed, basically like ice elves at the end of the world, and it's very similar. Like it's gonna end bad. this had the really similar feeling, like narratively, if not mechanically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. I like how that worked. And like, yeah, no idea what's gonna happen at the end.
Inspiration, Dungeons and Dragons, the idea of a role-playing game. Yeah, I was
just
wondering
curious.
when Miriam was gonna come back into
What
it.
would- the next card would have been an ace.
Oh my God.
You picked the lowest card that you started off with.
Yep.
And not the highest card that you started off with.
Two of them. I had two aces and
Literally
several
nothing
kings and
good.
queens.
It was your fate. It was your fate.
Let's just
from the
lay this
beginning.
all out here.
4 was my next one, and then a king. Ah,
Queen was my next, and then a king, and then a 10.
that's cool. That's cool.
But it felt, and there's the 2. Okay, yeah, it felt appropriate that just everything collapses
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this array of cards, and I drew a 2. It's just funny.
It was fated.
Yep.
Yeah, we did our best min maxing, but
Well, it's kind of nice to see that even if you min max the hell out of it, ain't guaranteeing you shit.
things turned out.
Technically, min maxing specifically means
That's-
minimizing or maximizing the minimum thing that you can do. And
Oh,
when you start
interesting.
when you start off with a 2 in your hand, that you can't do anything about that. But we did
That's true.
we did minimize we maximized the lowest.
We
cards
stacked
that
the
we
deck
could.
in my
Yeah.
favor for sure.
So we were technically min maxing, but still.
A
And there's
different
also
parameter.
max minning when you want to
Yeah, I did.
maximize the other way
That's
around.
interesting. I never knew that it had a real definition like that.
Yeah, it's
I
an
always
actual,
thought
like,
it was just like
Numerical. Yeah, and so it can, like, technical min maxing can lead to unoptimal play, because if you're just maximizing, if you're just making the worst thing that can happen as least bad as possible, that sort of compresses the range of stuff that can happen. It's like, or like you could give yourself a spread where
Oh.
you're like, I could get the super great thing or a super bad thing.
So that's
Which
what,
isn't
like, I
min-maxing
always
it,
hear
but
min-max.
it's good
I always
idea.
heard min-maxing talked about as, like, you dump a 3 in your charisma and max out your strength is min-maxing.
Yeah, and that's it's the sort of generic the
yeah, the
vague
term
word.
is kind
So,
of
yeah,
expanded over time.
Is where you try to max one stat as far as you can take it while dumping another that you don't give a shit about.
Oh man.
yeah. So if it was like a point buy system or something, actual min maxing would be like trying to make all of them as high as possible and not dumping anyone.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
is the most boring option, probably. So
yeah. create the most boring like level character.
yeah.
What is
Which
your
sadly is
character?
usually what I
Something
want
average.
to do in games, because like I'm usually like, I want to be good at everything. I don't want to like
Right.
suck at anything.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
I'm
gonna
good at sneaking and arrows. That's all.
Yeah. So I'm always like, when I play video games and you can level up, I'm always like spreading my shit out everywhere. And
Yeah, nah.
I suppose it depends on the game that I'm playing.
Yeah. Skyrim, especially. She's like, I sneak and I shoot people from a distance, and that's
and,
it.
I'm all out of bubblegum.
Boss fight, I just like hide 10 feet away and keep hitting with arrows as much as I can.
The Dark Sun campaign setting, Desert Worlds run by Sorcerer Kings. Mouse Guard I keep hearing about.
Mouse Guard is really cool and very mechanical, which
Oh,
is like it's super crunchy, but
yeah.
all of it totally serves the story that's trying to tell, which is you are all mice
Hmm.
protecting small forest creatures from like snakes and weasels.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's based on a comic, which is also very, very good.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
think that's what
it's-
I'd heard of it.
yeah, and it's split into like seasons, basically. Like you
Yeah.
do.
Oh, it has a board to it or something? Or I'm
Mm.
thinking of something else. I'm thinking of something else.
No, yeah, no, it doesn't have a board, but it's really cool mechanically. But there's like a lot of it's based on a Burning Wheel, which is like
Okay.
super good at driving what you want to do, but there's a lot of spreadsheet to it.
Okay, Mice and Mystics is what I was thinking.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, and it's the same. It shares the same lineage as Torchbearer, which is like was made when the designers were playing, like they went back and played basic D&D, and the fun they were having was, oh, like we have to keep track of our torches, and like we have to draw our own maps, and like when the torch ran the wrong way, and like we got murdered by like this one skeleton or something, and so it's all about like keeping track of your rations and
Yeah.
torches and stuff, just like really super like gritty, but it really hits that thing really hard and really well. But there's a lot of
Yeah,
so if you're into that kind of thing, it's a lot of fun.
but it's probably like fun to play a game that knows that strongly what it's about.
Yeah, but it does require like a little bit of homework and commitment. So feel like this might not be the right group for that. Speaking of homework, I do have the Leverage game, and I've been looking through the quick start for that. I think that would be a real fun thing to do.
Okay, cool.
Next time we have a full roster, because
Right.
a two-person team of
Not a big heist. It's two
Yeah.
people.
maybe
all
grab Ben or
grifters.
someone. Whoops, all grifters. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think that was mainly my watching the first 2 seasons and going, I can definitely see this being an RPG.
Yeah, and again, that's like another one that's like it does what it's supposed to do really well. The system
Cool.
really serves it.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'll see if
So,
I can hook that up for next time.
If we play a game and the campaign sucks, then it's on us as players. Is what
Right, yeah.
the game is perfect.
And I did read some of the I did go through some Top Secret.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is a game that shows its age for sure.
Yep. I have only vague memories of it. Like I remember there was a casino one.
Yep.
That featured pair of dice.
Pair of
control.
dice. Yep. The
Pair of dice.
Sprackenhauptspiel was the mission. Yeah. Spent a lot of time in that casino. Like, oh, we don't have to do the spy shit. We can just we just won like $4 million. I'm just gonna make a lot of money and then fuck off. I don't need to be a spy anymore. It's great.
Take that, capitalism.
They did apparently release a newer edition of it that is like a little more streamlined and a little bit more modern design sensibilities.
Like the original shows its age, I suppose, in too much like clunky mechanical
Yeah,
stuff.
it's much more like we're going to simulate the world of being a spy, and like here's 5 pages of weapons of like different kind.
Yeah.
How many different kinds of 38 caliber pistols do you have?
Like,
I don't know.
well, I am interested, but maybe,
It's like it's fun to read, but I don't want to.
don't want to play it.
So I was thinking it'd be fun to like look at the new version and then kind of like distill that more into like a 4-page game. And see
Yeah.
You just
probably.
reminded me of
Probably.
like one of the things that always bothered me about D&D, which was like, as flavorly and character-wise, like I always want to pick cool, weird weapons, but then like you don't want to do that. It's like what you want to do is take this sword with the highest damage. All right,
Yeah.
The sword of average.
can't I just use a sickle? Sure, if you want to do like 2 to 4 points of damage instead
No,
of
like
1
give me
to
a sickle
10.
and treat it like a sword. Like what's
No.
same thing.
And inevitably, it's always like, well, if you want to do any kind of decent damage, you're going to take that fucking weapon.
Yep, and you need to specialize. Yeah,
I was like, oh, I'm going to use a whip. Okay, well, you do 1 to 2 points of damage. I'm like, come
yeah,
On it.
cool.
At
At that point, I feel like it's the
20 points of
GM's
cool.
problem. So it's like I'm going to play the character I want to do, and if I can't do anything, it sounds like you're not making it so I can have fun. So
Oh, totally. And that's another thing where like you gotta have a good GM, is because then the other thing, of course, is like, let's say you do take the sickle. Well, let me tell you something. You're never gonna find a magical sickle unless the DM goes, that player uses a sickle. Let me throw a magical sickle in the treasure. Otherwise, it's like, well, we got 10 different varieties of magical swords. Sorry, still no magical whips.
I just take one of the swords and just like bend it.
Just passive aggressive GMing. Sorry, no magical sickle again.
Oh, there's a magical sickle, but it just sings.
It's cursed.
Yeah, it's cursed. It's magic. Bad news is it's cursed.
Oh, the cat.
Good news is it's fast free.
Oh man.
I know how capitalism works. Yeah, and that's it. Like, I keep trying to like give D&D the benefit of the doubt. And like, I grabbed the 5th edition Player's Handbook and Dungeon Master's Guide. Like, okay, cool. They're like, here's the pillars of dungeon. There's combat and there's exploration and there's role playing. Okay, great. Like, these are going to be treated equally in this book, right?
Are they treated equally in that book?
Anakin, GIF, they're going to be treated equally in this book, right? No, it's like there's literally like 2 paragraphs on role playing, and it's like, hey, why don't you role play? Sometimes, if you want to.
And then hopefully at least I could have sworn that they would at least give a in past paragraph of like, and if you're a good GM, reward some XP for role playing. Okay,
Yeah, or you
anyway.
give here's an inspiration token, and they get advantage sometimes. Cool. Awesome. And now 400 pages of weapons and spells that do damage. Like I was thinking it would be a fun project to, and if all you want to do is kill monsters, take their stuff, great, play 4th edition, because it's the best version of that. I was thinking it would be fun to do I don't know if I could publish it because it's all copyrighted, but like to edit down like D&D without combat. So it's like take the two main books and just like edit out everything that has to do with damage or attacks or hit points, and just like see how big that book is. Like, cool, you want to just role play? Use these rules. Oh, there's no actual rules in there, so just do what you want, I guess.
Here, why don't you role play? So.
Yeah. Turns out I don't need to buy $100 worth of books to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to say it's been so long since I've actually read a D&D book. Back in the day when I used to play, I want to say that there was at least like a passing paragraph. It was like the kind of catch-all of also as a DM, just like award experience whenever you feel like it's a good idea to do so because they did something cool.
Yeah, do what you like.
So like, don't really need that as a rule. That's just good.
That's just
common sense.
A TikTok series that is amusing me right now is going through the spells in D&D and detailing which of them are war crimes as defined by the Geneva Convention.
Oh boy.
And just quickly referencing which ones each one. You're imitating an enemy army and killing somebody in that guise? Okay. Here are the particular regulations that violates.
You can't do
That's
that.
why I really like games that like, back to the weapon thing, like, that had just systems where it's like you pick a one-handed or a two-handed weapon, it can be whatever the fuck you want it to be.
Yeah.
All one-handed weapons do this much damage. It can be a sickle, it can be a sword, it can be a dagger, it can be a club, it can be a stick, it can be a red-hot poker, whatever you want it to be.
And it's not like Dungeon World, like you don't do damage based on the weapon, you do damage based on what class you are. So if you're a barbarian, you do D10 damage, whether you're using a two-handed sword or your fists. If you're a wizard, you do 1d4 damage, whether you're using a giant crossbow or like whatever.
Or your
Me
fists.
and my childhood friend Andy, who I've known since 4th grade, and we by far have played the most D&D together. We've done the most role-playing of lots of games together over our lifetimes. We used to play a shitload of D&D, but even when we did, we completely made up our own magic system because we like the magic system in D&D is stupid and I hate it. I hate the memorization thing of like, well, which spells do you memorize today? Okay, I know these. Okay, well, you come across this. Oh, if only I'd memorized that utility spell that would help us in this situation. Okay, well, I guess we'll camp and sleep so I can memorize the spell we need for this thing tomorrow. And so we just totally rewrote it into, and I'm sure other systems have this, into a spell point system where it's like
most
a first level spell is 1 point, a second level spell is 2 points. And then so like if the book says, oh, you get 2 first levels and 2 second levels, where it's like, oh, that's 4 or 5, 6, that's that many points, which you can then spend on any of the spells you have. Third levels cost you 3 points. 4, it's like much more versatile and logical to me and fun because it's like, get your pool of spells, your pool of spell points. But
Dungeon World does a similar thing where you can cast the spell over and over again as much as you want, but like when you do roll a miss, you can choose one of 3 things, like you take damage, or like there's things that happen. But one of the things is like you forget the spell and you can't do it anymore. So you can forget it as like to not take another bad consequence, but it's not you can only cast it once. And I'm actually a big fan of Vancian, like that magic system, because I know where it comes from and why it's the way it is. I'm a fan of that magic system, but it is a terrible fit for D&D. I would like a game based on like the Dying Earth books, and there are several that don't do it well, but like that uses that magic system, and it's that way for a reason. But D&D is not that. D&D spells are your just bullets, and you want to treat them like
it's
that.
like, well, are you going to memorize this spell that 99% chance you will not need, or a fireball?
Yeah,
you're going to memorize a fireball.
So in that ideal system, like spells are unique because the reason you forget them is because they're like these energy beings that you have to trap with your mind, and when you cast the spell, you like release the energy. So like there's only one fireball spell.
In the world.
Only one person can have that spell. There's one
Oh.
prismatic spray. There's one teleport or whatever. So
And
if
if you
want
kill
to,
another wizard,
yeah, if you want to learn more
get this
spells, you got to get them from other wizards somehow. And that feels
off
like an
the
awesome
head.
magic system. But again, not D&D. So
Wow.
yeah, I would like. I never actually got a chance to play 4th edition, but I've read a lot of it, and I have the Gamma World that's based on it. It's a
don't think
really
I did
good
either.
system for what D&D is, and
Hmm.
people got mad about it because they want to pretend that it's not. But, like,
Maybe I did. I
it's-
can't remember what the last
it's
edition
really
I
good
played
for what it
was.
is.
Oh man, I'm
People
still
are
just
like,
imagining.
it's just like World of Warcraft. I'm like, I know that's what. Yeah. That's
That's this done well.
yeah.
I'm just imagining the consequences of the kill wizards to get their spells, and how you have like a heroes sort of thing where some evil wizard has just gathered up all of the power. All of a
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like a great game. I don't think that game exists yet. So
sudden. Or you're just like sweeping
I'll put
in
it on my list.
the pub when a great wizard happens to pass away at that moment, and everybody who was else in the guild who was hoping to be there got called off for something, and now you are called into a life of adventure with a bunch
Yeah.
of spirit beings who are irritated that they have to be hanging out with you for however
Love it.
long you live.
There's like a two-page World of Dungeons game. It's a very good 2 pages. But the way that magic works is that you bind spirits to yourself, and you have to like drink mercury to cast spells and stuff. It's like,
Oh no.
it's like not as bad as the advancing stuff, but it's like the spells are super powerful, but there is a cost to them. And it's super, and anyone can cast spells because
Anyone
magic
can
is for
drink
everyone.
mercury.
Anyone can drink mercury.
Well, yeah, you
Big
actually just
silver.
reminded
Mercury
me
is
that
for everyone.
I know that in several versions of D&D, spells are supposed to have components you have to cast
Yeah.
them, but like
All
very
of them,
few
as far as
people
I know.
actually
Yeah.
very few people actually bother with. And again, with good reason, because like me personally, I don't want to play a game where I have to keep track. Okay, well, I have 2 bird feathers left, so I can only.
Or I want to cast a spell and it
Jesus.
takes a 10,000 gold piece diamond
Yeah.
that I have to destroy just to cast a spell. Like, oh no, it's a pretty sweet spell. You should
Yeah, that's why, yeah.
Oh, it missed.
Oh!
counter spell. Fuck off.
So hopefully the magic system and leverage is up to
Yeah, it should be. I think it's point based, so it should be fine.
Lots of fireballs.
Fireball, fireball.
Fireball, lightning bolt.
I did based on Heath's comment in chat. There's the I'm begging you to play another RPG group. That
Oh
is
yeah.
basically like is what it says it is. So I rarely post in it. I also just read people complaining about stuff. But I did post, what's the role-playing game equivalent of yelling Freebird at a concert? Not really knowing exactly what kind of answer I was looking for. I was like,
You
what?
just sort of throw the pebble into the,
It's like, what is
pond and see.
in my brain, it was like, what is the game that is Freebird? And people are like, Fireball, Leroy Jenkins. Oh, my bard is a horny bard. like just all the dumb role-playing tropes. I'm like,
Like
that's
Role-playing memes.
those are all actually better answers than what I was hoping for. So well done, everybody.
Oh man.
So I'll try and read the leverage book and get something together, and
Do
maybe we can do
we?
that next time.
What do we want to do? Do we just want to wait and see what
How
happens
your
with me
schedule
next
works out?
weekend, or what?
Yeah, and if you aren't able to make it, I can throw something together last minute.
And looking at, I don't think I've got anything going on the following weekend. Yeah. Canadian Thanksgiving is this weekend, so
Ooh, well,
off to visit friends in Montreal. Oh, we're visiting. Oh, did you ever meet Jesse Scoble? Keith, you? Yeah, he's the guy from Project 23.
yeah.
Yeah. So weirdly, he has sort of adopted us now that we have moved into
Nice.
Canada and we don't know anyone.
I think he's the one I
Yeah.
stole the gatekeeper stuff from.
I worked with
Oh,
him.
okay.
I worked with him at NCSoft first, and then
Oh, cool.
later on worked with him at King's Isle.
I think I actually know him through gaming stuff first, and then yeah,
Yeah.
weird
That's
connections.
cool.
Awesome. Yeah, well, we'll figure it out when it comes up. Let us know.
Awesome.
Cool.
Cool.
Good game, y'all.
Yep.
Sorry about
GG.
not saving Mars.
Mars had it coming.
Yeah,
If you're gonna
Cool.
have a supreme sorcerer,
you might sorceress.
sorceress, right?
Here I am all along.
Um,
Cool. I'll catch you next time.
See you next
Goodbye,
time.
adoring
Bye.
fans.